meeting was to reorganize the was formation module to make it more generic and make it easier to add new filters. And after that, I add a ACL filter to that, and then add the control plane for that to do basically IP blocking at layer 7. The same code that is used for that can probably be used for a layer 3 IP filter as well. That's why I call this filter HTTP ACL. In the future, I do plan to add a network ACL to block that at the network level before we pass the request. And I think that tie into the presentation that Michael wants to do for us. I don't know what that is, but I think that tied into the theme that we want to make the WAS module easily accessible and make change to Envoy a lot easier.
Andy, thanks for that update and kind of diving into the HTTP ACL feature using the REST module. When you have a second, do you mind just to maybe providing a link to the release, just so it's here on the agenda in case anyone wants to go back to the document? All right, on to the new topics for the meeting. Michael, hopefully there's only one Michael here today. Don't want to butcher your last name. Michael, how do you pronounce your last name?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, my last name is pronounced as Uzuku.
Uzuku.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You got it.
Well, thanks, Michael, for joining and adding a topic. So it looks like you want to maybe share your screen. Is that correct?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let me stop sharing and then go ahead and share your screen. And then if you could just take a moment and provide some context of what you're going to be discussing and sharing with the community.
So I want to ask if you all can see my screen here. Can you see my screen? All right.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, so I'd say thank you for having me today. So Michael here, you can also use Mike for short if you care, or if you feel comfortable with that as well. So I've been with kgateway for I think since last year, and much of my work has been on implementing some, should I say, some good additions to the documentation. But I didn't have, should I say, I haven't gotten the much needed understanding of the whole infrastructure. Not that I have now, but I embarked on this project to understand better, and to, of course, when you understand better, you definitely can document better as well. So that's the reason, and this is basically to extend, is my attempt at extending kgateway's Rust formation, that is the default Rust module, and with a custom module. So that is what I did here, and it is not at replacing what is there already. It's just trying to extend and play around with it and see some of the capabilities and what it can do. So as we know that the default does some basic templating, but things like the static values and headers can be done. But with this, you can actually do more, like some complex logic, dynamic logic and as well. So that is what it is about. Without wasting much of our time again, so I'll just go through. Yes, the prerequisite for a project like this is definitely taken care of. With this, we have the Docker already running here. For the containers, we have Helm, there's kind, kube control, and the normal standard prerequisite for a project like this. So on kgateway. Now, of course, we know that the gateway resource is like the main component for a project like this, and it controls everything, I should say. And we have about the three components which I would like to go through with us here quickly before the live demo. I'm going to do a live demo here soon. So over here, I just have the first important file here, gateway.yaml. This is like the ingress, which I'm very sure that most of us here would know, like the entry point for the traffic. And yeah, so it has it runs in a gateway class name as kgateway here. Of course, you can see it here. Also, the other very, very notable file I have here is the HTTP burn route YAML, which is more like the one that controls the routing rules, yes, and satisfies how the path is being moved, how path is moved, and endpoints are accepted and moved. So there's something very striking here. I have here a URL rewrite. So this URL rewrite is very, very powerful in that it helps to transform the standard endpoints that a normal, should I say, a normal LLM would expect. It gives it routes it, so it transforms it to what your LLM, depending on what you have, would expect without actually breaking much in this file here in your system, actually say. So the other file is the back end, that is the destination where the response, after the response is gotten, and where this is where everything works, and it works with a mock LLM. I use the mock LLM. It's just a way to show how it's going to work in actual production environment. This is going to be replaced with a real LLM, but it does the work of the concept in showing everything here and how it works. So, and having said that, I will now move into a live demo to show us what happens. I have two terminals here. This is terminal 1, and also I have another terminal here, terminal 2. So I'm going to start by showing us, trying to get the images. First off, we have to connect or create a tunnel, some sort of a tunnel from my local laptop here to the gateway. And we'll do that with this commands, this port forward command here. So I'll just paste this here. Sorry, it seems this didn't copy very well. Let me copy it very well. So it is actually port forwarding here, and we have to leave this at this point here, and then hop over to the next terminal to oh god. So you can see here that we have three images. The first one is my custom module, which is the Envoy wrapper test. We have also the kgateways Rust formation, which is cro.kgateway. That is the default. And then we have this Kenneth writes HTTP. This is for the mock LLM. So it shows that the three images for the three ports are good to go. So let's continue with the demonstration. The next is to check for the health of the ports, right? So let's just check this. So this is the gateway resource, and we have the data plane, which is my custom Rust module here, the first one, and then the mock LLM there. And then we have the control plane. So this is the control plane, the kgateway that does the control, the configurations, and make sure that everything runs very, very well. So the other command we need to do here is this to give us this is more like the gateway API resources. And as you can see here, it shows that the gateway has been programmed. The LLM is ready to receive traffic and should I say a request, and then the backend also ready to give a response. So then we're also going to do a test request here with this curl command. Sorry, it's just quite long. Let me just copy it very well so that we actually get a full picture here. So this is to actually test for the response and if the custom Rust module is actually working fine, and we have the should I say the alterations or the extension in the custom header. So when we run this, I think this is not. Let's check this. Sorry, let me get this file very well. I don't think it's copied very well. Let's get the file well. Okay, I think I got it now. Now let's test run again. So we can see here from this output that we have is to the ports, and also we have a status code of 200 here. Let me just scroll down so that we see everything here. So it means that this is successful from this status code of 200 here, and also just shows that yes, the Envoy wrapper is for the extension does its work. The issue with we are supposed to have a custom header, an X custom transformed true printed out in this output here, but we don't have it. That is because the image I had before, that is the Docker image which was built before, this addition was done just less than 2 or 3 days ago, and I needed to rebuild that custom image so that it's going to go with the run with the updated Rust module. So that I've been doing, and I had a challenge with the cargo 2ML script. I think there's a mismatch somewhere there, which I'm very sure that after this demo, I'm going to fix so that when we run this test command again, it's going to print that header, actually, that X custom transformed true. So it's just to show a visible output. It doesn't mean that this configuration isn't actually working fine. So as you can see, it does work fine. And like I said, is an extension of the trust formation, not a replacement. I just did it to learn, and I'm still learning and trying to learn more and more about the infrastructure. So yes, that's it. I welcome our corrections. I have a draft article for this, which I also wish that maybe when I'm going to post it on the community, we can maybe go through it when we have a chance, make corrections and feedback, of course, including this demo right now. I welcome our feedback, corrections, and maybe suggestions. So yeah, thank you very much for listening, and thank you for having me here. Thank you.
Yeah, Mike, thanks for sharing. Does anyone on the call have any questions or comments?
Yeah, I would suggest you look at the latest RC1 release 2.3. If you look inside, there's some restructuring on the
Can you hear me?
transformation module.
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear
Can
me?
I stop? Yes, I can hear you. You want to share something?
Yeah, so I mean,
Okay.
I can, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, Andy, was it did you need to do some screen sharing?
I'm trying to, let me see.
Yes.
I don't use Google Meet a lot, so the share button is blank out. Okay, I can only share my entire screen. So you'll see my 10,000 tips or the other one. That's not the screen I want to share, but so the latest, there's some restructuring on the was formation module. It's renamed to onward module, and some documentation update that will make it easier to add a filter. So there's a specific document, add a new filter for exact instruction on how to add a new one. The most recent one that I add was the ACL filter. So if you look at that PR, it's relatively small PR. You can see it as an example on how to add a simple filter to extend onward functionality. The original was formation module is now inside here. So basically, there's an example as well. So you could just basically copy this and start modifying, and you can do various things in the basically request response header and body hooks.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thanks for sharing those details, Andy.
Yeah, so any like commonly shared library, I put it under the lib. This is what I'm talking about. So this library is only basically doing a IP lookup on a try structure to do fast IP lookup, whether it should be blocked or denied. So this same library can be reused on a network ACL in the future as well.
Okay.
Excellent. Yeah, thanks, Randy. All right, so that's new topics. Our host for next meeting, anyone that a maintainer that has not hosted a meeting recently that can step up and host? All right. Omer, will you be around 2 weeks from now to be able to host the meeting?
I'm on vacation.
You'll be on vacation?
I think so.
All right, let me see. Chandler, what about you?
I'm happy to do it.
Thanks, I appreciate it. All right, and looks like we have a few new community contributions. So if David G or Pete Crook is here, we really appreciate you contributing to the project. That's awesome. And we got a couple minutes, so I don't know if there's anything else that we would like to discuss. Otherwise, we'll get a couple minutes back. All right, well then that sounds like it's a wrap. So appreciate everyone for joining. Mike, again, thanks for the demo and contributing to the project as well. And hope everyone has a great day, and we will wrap it up and catch everyone online.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye now.
Bye.